Hi, welcome to Luxury in Moderation, where we appreciate the finer things in life without going overboard. Today I have two handbag unboxings that I am very excited for. The second one just arrived in the mail, so this is a very quick, immediate video. I haven't really thought it out, but the first one arrived a couple days ago, also through the mail, so this is definitely a true unboxing. I haven't seen either of these bags in person, which is why I was so excited to open them, and so I want to do it on camera. I want to be able to start using these bags pretty quickly. Let me just get into the unboxings and then I'll share a little bit more about why I purchased these two bags. So the very first bag is from the brand Oleada. I keep on wanting to say like Oleada, but I know that's not how you pronounce it correctly. Also, part of the reason why I wanted to do this unboxing right away is because the box came really messed up. So it was delivered by FedEx. It had an outside plastic bag over the box as well, but as you can see, the box is really, really crushed. I'm pretty sure the bag inside is going to be fine, but just in case, that's why I'm filming this, and we'll see together if I need to send it back and get a replacement or something like that. So let's just open this up. And now I can finally open this. So it says Oleada, gentle yet powerful like you. Oh yeah, and I also love that, first of all, on this side of the box it says biodegradable. And then on this side of the box it says slow fashion. I really don't want to contribute to fast fashion. I feel like it's terrible for our environment, so I'm really glad that they stand for slow fashion. And this is the inside, so you can see the crumpled part was empty. Maybe they should have packaged it with more paper or something so it wouldn't get crumpled, but hopefully the bag itself is not hurt. We can talk more about the brand in a bit because I do have thoughts. All right, and then they have the Oleada paper. And then inside is this dust bag. And it does look like they have changed their dust bag because I was actually looking forward to the original dust bag. The original dust bag I saw in other videos was more like a tote bag and the inside was waterproof, I think I heard. I was excited to use that for other things, but it does look like, this one is probably a little bit more cost effective to produce since it's not a full-on tote. It is kind of like a woven material. I don't know exactly what it is, but it's giving like really thin linen. So it's a really nice feel. I really like this color, this dark red. I've always loved that color, so I didn't know if that was a brand color or anything, but I do like seeing it. It says live freely, lead authentically at the bottom, and on the back it says move beyond business as usual. Okay, so they're trying to kind of take a stance, I guess, on who they are. All right, now for the bag reveal. And it is the Mini Anchor Bag in the light green color. I believe it's called pistachio. Yeah. So product is the Mini Anchor Bag Pistachio. The retail price is $545. And let me just inspect the bag first, like look at the leather. I've been very curious to try the Oleada leather. From the website and from reviews, they have good reviews, but being a leather snob, I was really curious to figure out for myself, how good it is. It looks like they even give you a little sample of the same leather here, so that's really nice because, again, part of my experience with luxury products, luxury handbags, is being able to appreciate the leather. So I really love seeing the graining. It looks pretty consistent. The coloring of the light green pistachio is really beautiful. Let's get into that conversation later about the color. But yeah, so far it's what I expected. Everyone is like, oh, the zipper's super smooth. So it's pretty substantial. It's not like really light or super, I would say, like too easy to unzip. It still feels like there is weight to each of the zipper clings. So like it's really going to hold up for a bit. Let's see. Lots of stuffing inside. They really stuffed it so it couldn't be crushed, so I do appreciate that. And it does look like the strap is also inside. Almost forgot that it came with the strap. It is tied to the inside zipper, so I think I'm gonna have to cut that off. Inside it says designed in New York. It doesn't say made in New York, just designed. And I think it's a pretty good size. So let's get more into why I decided to make this bag purchase as well as my next one. So I've been really enjoying my medium to smaller size bags, like the Speedy 25 that I just unboxed recently, and also my Lindy, my mini Lindy. So I think with that comfort of, you know, just paring down what I'm bringing, having very comfortable crossbody straps, I was like, I really enjoy this bag size. So I was really interested to get more in that area. So in terms of the Oleada brand or company itself, I've had it on my radar for a little bit, specifically this mini anchor bag. This is the only bag that really appeals to me out of their current offerings. And to be honest, when I first heard of them, I think one of their main hero products is their backpack. And I was very not impressed when I saw their backpack design because it reminded me so much of the Senrev backpack. I was even confused. I was like, is this a different brand? Because it looks really similar. I wasn't ever influenced to want to try the Senrev bags. To me, the leather looked really hard, first of all. Second of all, I thought it was kind of ugly. Like the closing was ugly. It was trying to be too much at once with like all the functionality. And through time, I feel like I've discovered that what I consider as elegant luxury aesthetic is not a jack of all trades bag. It's not a bag that's trying to be everything, that's trying to be a backpack and also a work bag and also a cute handbag. Like, pick one and make it beautiful, because when you try to make it everything, it looks really clunky. It's not slimline or elegant. So yeah, I had really dismissed the Oleada backpack when I saw it. The mini anchor bag has been around for a while. There's a lot of videos on it. There's a lot of people that love it. And so I had been looking at this bag for a while. They do tend to have sales on it, so I've always looked for when they had sales. And I bought this specific bag because it was part of their sale this spring or summer. Definitely, you know, it's a seasonal color. So I think, you know, they are trying to get rid of the stock of the seasonal colors and then they can add the new colors. I don't think their like mainstay colors like black and brown, those go on sale, which is very typical of a lot of brands, right? And then finally, I was looking for a colored bag because I feel like as I've gotten to know my own style, as I look at my curated bag collection, I do seem to enjoy color. I'm also not a very like loud person like Cassie Thorpe, who has like bright oranges, bright pinks, but I don't like to carry a black bag all day long. I do like to have some interest. And I've never been like a green person, so it's weird that lately like just this year, last year, I've been a little bit more interested in greens, more like the muted greens, right? Like this light pistachio color or like a darker sage, not a bright green. I don't think I could do that. I would not know how to match it at all. But a pastel green, I think, would have been very interesting. So it was just like little hints in my mind of like, this is what could be interesting for me and my collection right now. And it all happened to come all together in this mini anchor bag. So I'm really glad that I can now experience this bag for myself and really understand if I like it. I do love that it is not a super high luxury price point, you know, at that $500 retail value and then getting the additional sale discount. I am very happy that I was able to, you know, get it at a lower price. I think I paid like $360 something. So being able to try this bag out, try out the Oleada brand, try out the Oleada leather, and also try out this vanity case style bag. I know for sure that a regular vanity bag would drive me insane. I am just not that patient to have to fiddle with like a horizontal zip when I'm at the checkout. I know that I am not ever going to take the time to zip up both of the zips into the middle. I mean, that is good for aesthetic and photos, but I'm literally probably just going to use this zip and go back and forth. And that's just how I'm going to use the bag if I even zip it up the whole way. In terms of the features of the bag itself, I don't love the different colored zippered tabs. I think it's a little bit too fun, a little bit too maybe young. If it were metal tabs, I think that would elevate the style a little bit more. I do love, of course, the back pocket. I'm definitely going to use it for my phone all the time when I take it out. And then it also has the 2 D-rings at the bottom if you wanted to use this as a backpack, which normally I wouldn't. I'm not normally a backpack girl, but I think for this one and for my current lifestyle where I might be needing to use my 2 hands a little bit more, I do want to try it using as a backpack. Maybe if I had like a field trip day if I go to like pick strawberries in a field or something, like that's what I'm imagining. Like I could attach it in the backpack way and it would be a really nice hands-free, out of the way to carry the bag. But I do think the way that the 2 D-rings are currently stitched are, again, trying to be a little bit too everything, too much like, oh, you can convert it into a backpack. But then when it's not a backpack, you do have these rather odd looking D-rings sewn here. I feel like if they had sewn a leather flap that kind of came over on top of the D-ring and kind of covered it halfway and then just had the little D-ring sticking out, it would look a little bit less clunky and a little bit more streamlined. Maybe that would add a lot more to the workmanship and the leather required to make the bag, which I think I would have been happy paying for. So just these little styling choices that I feel clearly show that it is not a high-end luxury bag. It's more of that mid-range design. In terms of the leather quality, I'm not a leather expert. It feels nice. I can't tell you if it's the same grade as an LV leather or not. In terms of the zipper, something that I noticed with one of my Kate Spade bag zippers is that it oxidized, and so it was really hard. It was kind of stuck in place because the metal had eroded. I do feel like the zipper quality is probably not as good as a Hermes zipper that is going to last, 10, 20 years. Maybe this zipper is also going to oxidize after 5 years. So we'll see. I might share my thoughts in a video later on, just because with these brands, which are heavily promoted online with popular influencers, you never know if you can really trust them. Like, even though everyone raved about the Senrev backpack, I was like, there's no way in hell I am buying that bag because it is ugly and it is not luxury handbag to me. So yeah, I would love to share my honest thoughts on this after I've used it for several months. I want to make sure to check, if it's appropriate and easy to use for lots of different occasions. And I'm excited to share that with you guys later on. Moving on to the second handbag unboxing, which is also very exciting. It is from Tods. I will insert a picture of the box that the Tods came in. It came in a cardboard box, and then within that cardboard box, there was a lot more tissue packaging protecting the inside, so maybe Oleada can take notes. But this is the beautiful box, and I cannot wait to open this. So here again, we have paper, we have the dust bag. It also has a little pillow slash cushion inside. So very nice packaging. This is my very first Tods bag. And here is, again, a very protected bag. So now the tape protects the handle. And now you can see that this adorable bag is in a light purple lavender color, and it is again that small medium size. It has silver hardware. It has feet on the bottom. It has the Tods imprinted here. And let me just unpack it a little bit so we can talk more about the bag. So again, lots of packaging inside to really make sure the handbag maintains its shape. I know it's in the micro size, which is very confusing because you wouldn't think that this size handbag would be called micro, but this bag specifically, there's like a medium size, a large size, and then you would think that this would be called the small size, but they call it the micro size. Tods doesn't like name all of their bags, they just call them like crossbody bag, shoulder bag. But this bag, I think, is very special. And I have looked at this bag, not in this specific color, but this shape bag for a while now. The strap that it comes with also comes in its own dust bag, so you can also see it has its own crossbody strap. And there's a second dust bag, and it's a little T-charm, so you can put it on. I don't think I will do that. I don't love the Tods tee, and I don't need an extra dangly thing hanging off the bag anyways. So I'm just going to keep it like this with the crossbody strap on. And let's talk about why I love this bag so much. So I love this silhouette. I think I first saw this bag either January of this year or it was late last year. Basically, I walked into a Tods boutique and I was like, wow, I love this silhouette. I love the soft curves. It just really shows off, how soft and beautiful the leather is. They had another very similar style, a little bit more complex with 3 folds instead of just 1. So I thought that one was really elegant as well. I tried on a couple different colors in both of the bag styles. Then I went back because I couldn't forget about this bag, and the sales associate was obviously really trying to sell me, and he actually said, oh yeah, like Anna Winters really called this, or like some editor somewhere called this a really classic style slash silhouette, and like I believe it. It's not, too loud. It's something that looks very classic, that won't stand out too much whether you're carrying it today or in 10, 20, 30 years. So I can see the silhouette having longevity. And the most surprising thing about this bag is the price point, because it is not absorbently expensive. Last year, when I was looking at Tods bags, like in early 2024, the crossbody bag that I was interested in was $4,000. And I was like, it's not worth that. I felt like Tods was pricing above their punching weight a little bit, which is why I kind of brushed off the Tods brand. I thought, maybe, it's just not right for me. But walking into the boutique and seeing that this bag was priced below $2,000, I think this style was like 1,600, and then the other style was like 1,700. I was like, wow, that is a great price for a luxury brand, high quality leather. Their craftsmanship has high quality. It's lower than I expected. Like, I expected it to be like 2,000, which would be like a little bit of a reach. So I'm so glad that they priced this style, I feel like, exactly where it is and where a lot of people can experience it. So maybe they had a little bit of a pricing strategy change between last year and this year, because yeah, I think last year they were just too high price point for the brand that they are. And actually, earlier this year, as I was trying on a lot of different styles, I was looking at Chanel bags, I was looking at Celine bags. I was like, wow, I could buy 2 of these and it would still be less than one crossbody from Celine. So I went back to the mall, revisited this, re-looked at the color options, because originally I was looking at this icy blue, like very pale, cool blue, but my mini Lindy is in a bright blue as well, so I didn't really want to repeat a blue. And then actually, the Oleada's Mini Anchor Bag, the first time I had looked into that bag, there was a light lavender color. This was like many years ago. It was, one of their seasonal colors, but I really liked it. And I'm kind of sad that I missed out on that color. And ever since then, a lavender color bag has been in the back of my mind. So I was very interested in this color. Tods is also having a very similar sale on their seasonal color bags. I think there was another like cream color that was on sale, and then it was this color that was on sale for this bag and size. So they did not have it in store. My sales associate said they actually originally didn't even offer this lavender bag in the United States. It was like more of a European or other market bag, but because of the sale, and I guess, because they have units of this color left over, they opened it up to the US to order this. With the sale and its final sale, so even if I didn't like it, I would not be able to return it. And the retail price was $1,005. So basically $1,000 for a luxury handbag, all leather, nice craftsmanship and hardware. I was like, wow. The LV Speedy in the canvas was even more than this. So I really was like, can I justify another bag? Last year I said I had reached purse piece, and now it's like I'm adding 2 bags, but I was like, the sale is so good. Like, I will never be able to get this luxury leather handbag again at $1,000. So I was like, yeah, I can't pass this up. So yeah, let's take a little tour of the bag. First of all, on one of the sides, it has the Tods logo. On the other side, it's completely blank, which I like, so I'm probably going to have this side facing out. I do like the little T stitched up here. If you know that it's supposed to be a T, maybe it's supposed to be a T, I don't know. If you know that it's a Tods bag, you would know that this is a Tods bag, but if not, you really have no idea what brand this bag is. It's just super little cute detail on both sides. And then on the inside, there is no zipper closure. That's a negative for me. Like, I don't feel super secure with it like this, but you know, with the price point that I got it at, I could justify like this not being a perfect bag checking off every single thing. So there is just a clip to clip it closed, which again, I probably will not do on a day-to-day basis. There is a zippered divider here. It's slightly to one side, so it can be the width of the bag, not just the super short, you know, where the handles meet. So on this side of the bag, there is this zippered compartment. So we'll definitely want to zip up my wallet in here to make sure it doesn't accidentally fall out. And then nothing on the other side of the bag. I love how the crossbody strap attaches. So within the fold here, you can see there's the little D-ring sewn there. So it's very hidden. So if you don't want to use the crossbody strap, you would have no idea that this bag actually has those D-rings. So kind of referencing back to what I was saying with the Oleada D-rings, this is that high design that I love and appreciate, and that shows that Tods is worth it as a luxury brand at this price point. There's different sizes of this. There's actually also an elongated version. The other bag style with the 3 folds, I thought it looked better as a handheld bag versus a crossbody bag. It was a little bit too wide to be a cute crossbody, and because I do plan to wear this mainly as a crossbody, I just felt like this was a cuter little bag to go next to me. It is quite wide in terms of like depth, I guess. So it can stick out of the body a little bit more, but I like that it has a bigger capacity. I like that I know I will be able to throw my sunglasses case in here along with everything else. For example, the Mini Evelyn, too small to have a sunglasses case in there, and that's like one of the gripes that I have with that bag. So I feel like this is a great size. We'll see how I get along with it. I definitely want to do a honest review after using it for the rest of the year. I think Tods is a great brand that people should know more about. If they named this bag something, maybe it would be easier for people to remember instead of just calling it like whatever handbag. I now have a collection where there's many colors represented, so I'm kind of excited about that. Never thought I would have this many colors. But really glad that they chose to make this color this year. Very, very excited to try out both of the brands. Let me know if you have any specific questions for each of them so I can get back to you guys. I can try and test it out and let you know if it's worth it or not. I know that this style will be around at Tods for a while because, like I said, that editor saying like, oh, it's such a classic style. The non-seasonal colors like the neutral browns, blacks, those don't go on sale, but they will be available. So if that's your style, if you want to have this silhouette in a classic color, it should be available at Tods. Thank you guys all for watching and for spending your time with me. I really appreciate it. I'm really excited to get back to you about my findings, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.